I appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate everybody who leaves comments on my videos and things like that. Let me talk about something. And it's just been a thought on my mind. I've been thinking about this all night and all day and just forever. And that is about progress. And you know, one of the biggest hindrances to progress is convenience. Convenience is a big hindrance to progress. You know, when life becomes convenient, we get lazy. We don't want to do anything. We just want to lay back and luxuriate. You know, we just want to have people, you know, rub our feet and rub our bellies and, you know, all that sort of thing. And we don't want to move forward. And, I think I've been fortunate to be in really bad situations because I was forced to do things. I was forced to make progress, to come up with ideals, to overcome obstacles. So I actually look back on the tough times as being good because it really made me a better thinker. And so, you know, there's a kind of earned convenience, a kind of convenience you have because you really work for it. It's almost the opposite of what convenience is about. Convenience is about not having to work. You know, it's about having a lawnmower that you don't even have to push it or even start it. You just sit there and think and it'll start up and it'll mow the lawn while you're sitting there playing video games. You know, but life isn't like that. You know, life is dealing with the difficult stuff. Life is bad breath and armpits. You know, like this song, there's some song that said bad breath, armpits, terminal acne. You know, anyway, whatever. That's just crazy stuff. I'm just throwing that out there. But that's life. Life is dealing with the difficulties. It's dealing with being rejected by your girlfriend. Life is dealing with the, you know, with foreclosure on your mortgage. It's dealing with being unemployed, laid off from a job that you've been there for 20 years or something. And it's like when you try to, you know, go out with somebody, you ask somebody out on a date and all of a sudden they're charging you with sexual harassment. That's what life is. And you have to stop and you have to think about it. Life is getting your feelings hurt and dealing with it. But you learn to deal with it. You know, you get through this stuff. You really do. You know, here you are. You're watching this. You've gotten through the worst of it. And everything that'll come your way, you'll get through it. You get through it. You get through it until the end. When all of a sudden you're walking down the street and somebody's not watching a paint bucket, some painter drops it on your head and you get killed in some really terrible way. You know, and then that's the end of it. And you'll be thinking as you're laying there dying, what was it all about? What was this life all about? But anyway, all that aside, let me get back to my thing about the biggest hindrance to progress is convenience. And yet that's what we work toward all the time. We work toward making life easier and better and more convenient. We want to make things more convenient for the generation to come. We want to make transportation systems better, communication systems better, even entertainment systems better. We want to improve the environment. You know, but yet the very things that we create work against our own progress. And that simply is the way things work. That's not just merely an opinion. This is a fact. It's something you just need to think about it. That you have to overcome that. You have to overcome comfort and overcome convenience in order to work toward actually making progress in life. You know, I was thinking about when I was unemployed for many years, and it was so convenient to just sit there and collect a welfare check and to do nothing. But I decided not to. I mean, I wouldn't have collected my check, but what I did was I went to the store, I bought books. I decided I was going to learn Spanish, so I went and bought these books and cassette tapes, and I would listen every day for years. I kept working on it day in, day out, day in, day out. Every day. People thought I was crazy, but I kept doing it. I did the inconvenient thing, and it paid off. If you work at something, you get a payoff. there is a payoff to hard work. It's just like, I guess, if you're a musician and you work on practicing with the piano or practicing with the guitar. I don't know how to play an instrument, but I would imagine if I had done that for many years, I would be good at it. You know, one of the things, I remember some book, and I actually have it, I haven't read it. I got so many books, I'm trying to clean up my house and everything, that talked about this fact that you don't really necessarily need to be extremely talented or born with some particular talent. You know, you can be very good if you put in a lot of practice. You keep practicing and practicing and practicing. You know, it's like that old expression, practice makes perfect. If you keep working at something, you get good at it. You know, when I used to play baseball, you know, I throw right-handed, bat right-handed, but also I can bat left-handed. And it took me a long time to practice that, and I got good at it. The more I did it, the better I got at it. You have to practice at something, and you get good at it. It's just like Spanish. I got to be pretty good at it, and I spent a lot of years working as a translator at Cook County Hospital and everything. And I was very good at what I did, and I can still translate very well. The thing is that it only happened because I put in a lot of practice, a lot of work. You know, I could have just went convenient and just laid back and did nothing. But no, I sat there with books and tapes and doing this and doing that and totally inconveniencing myself. Spending days doing things that most people, when they go to school, they try to avoid. And here, I actually did this stuff on my own. Yeah, eventually I did take classes, and eventually I got an associate's degree in Spanish and everything. But, you know, the thing is that I'm doing the very thing that most people try to avoid. And when I went to school, I remember when I went back to school in 86, after having studied on my own for 3 years, and people were just amazed at how well I spoke Spanish. And then they started asking me what was my secret. And here's the funny thing. There is no secret. There is no secret to being good at this. It's just practice, that's all. I think people wanted to hear a magic formula. People sometimes get into this magic thing. They want magic. That somehow I have this simple magic formula that I'm going to give it to you. And in 10 minutes, you're going to be fluent in Spanish. No. No, you have to sit down, you have to study, you have to practice, you have to go over this stuff. You know, sometimes making progress is boring and it's inconvenient. You have to do things that are boring and inconvenient. So, you know, the biggest hindrances, maybe I could add excitement. The biggest hindrance to progress, the two biggest, is convenience and excitement. If things are convenient and exciting, you don't make progress because you're too mesmerized by how exciting things are. And you're in pursuit of convenience. But if you're willing to be bored like me, and if you're willing to be inconvenienced like me, then you'll find real happiness. There's a kind of paradox there. You know, because I actually feel good about myself. And I think most people who keep pursuing pleasures and convenience wind up being miserable. Isn't that kind of odd? You know, that's kind of a strange thing.